Hello, and welcome to the Monster Painter. This week we take a look at the Reaper Bones 6 expansion, Denizens of the Dungeon. And it's all monsters, monsters, monsters this week on the Monster Painter. Alright then, let's crack into this box and see what we get. And unsurprisingly, it's a big old pile of miniatures. Time to dig in and take a closer look. All right then, let's get started. And our first miniature, first denizen of the dungeon is this transparent demi-lich, which has got to be one of my favorite models of the whole kit. And the demi-lich, of course, he's a former sorcerer, so he has a trusty familiar still kicking around after all these years. A really lovely skeletal dog. I mean, what a fantastic set of miniatures and a lot of fun. Of course, what set of monsters would be complete without some mean, ugly, vicious trolls? And these two river trolls really look great, and they fit in with the overall troll design of Reaper. I got this guy here from the Reaper Bones 5, so his family, or rather her family members, are joining her from Reaper Bones 6, and we'll have a whole little unit of dreadful river trolls now. Oh my goodness, that is scary. Reaper is also giving us its own take on orcs, and granted, they are not the orkiest looking orcs. I mean, they almost look like they might work as half orcs, but they are really really convincing looking, dirty, rubbishy thugs, typical kind of orcs. So I'm going to paint them green, and I think they'll fit in to the WOG no problem. The real fresh take in this set, however, is the goblins, which look neither like GW goblins or Pathfinder goblins or any of the real distinct goblins. They have a real throwback quality to that old Rankin Bass animated version of Lord of the Rings, which is a movie I love from my childhood. And these guys seem, they kind of channel that. I'm still going to paint them green rather than gray. And here we got a goblin, I guess a goblin chieftain riding a big boar. Which, GW-wise, it's orcs that ride boars, and goblins ride wolves, but who cares? GW doesn't run my show, and he's a great-looking model. Now, it's not all monsters. We get some big, scary, regular, normal animal kind of creatures as well, and first off, we get a hyena, nothing... one of the more scary animals out of the African savannah. No offense to lions, but hyenas are pretty dangerous. And then we get the biggest, most scariest lizard in the real world, the Komodo dragon. Ooh boy, that guy is dangerous even to hardened fantastical adventurers. So yeah, gotta love the real creatures of the real world arriving in miniature form. All right, so we got some standard classic monsters, giant spiders. I always love giant spiders. These guys are going to be painted up blue because they're going to be ice spiders in Frostgrave, and they will be really nice. And then we got this curious thing. This is I guess a colossal spider, big tarantula, but it's, in 1-to-1 scale, it's really kind of tarantula size, so it's kind of a curious, fun thing, and I will be painting this dreadful monstrosity up as a tarantula and maybe having some fun with it too. Alright, the dungeon contains a classic monster of myth and literature, a dreadful minotaur. I'm sure he's going to be happy living at the center of his maze, eating up people. I mean, minotaurs are kind of like carnivorous bull men, but as well we get a great big gorilla who could be used as one of those classic old school monsters, the carnivorous ape, but he would just as likely, with a different color paint job, be perfect in the role of that monstrous cryptid, the Yeti. All right, and now into the great depths, we have ourselves this terrifying fishman sorcerer and his fishman spear hunting buddy. So these two fellows, they could obviously be Koatoa from Dungeons and Dragons. They're perfect for the role. If you're playing Call of Cthulhu, these two fellows could definitely or easily be Deep Ones. They also, Koatoa and Deep Ones are pretty much the same thing. Now, if you're playing Hero Quest, the new version of Hero Quest, these guys might be quite intriguing because they look a lot like the Abominations, which are the replacement for the IP branded Famirs for Hero Quest, and yeah, these guys kind of scream out Hero Quest Homebrew, Hero Quest Homebrew, and that is a super big pile of fun. So while we remain in the depths, it looks like we get ourselves a levitating mind flayer. Reaper gives them some kind of non-IP infringing name. I can't remember what they call them, but this guy looks very dangerous and not the kind of creature you want to see while you're scoundering around the dungeon's lowest depths. But we also get a strange and infinitely more friendly monster, a Flump, a personal favorite from the Fiend Folio of days gone by. The Flumps they live in a symbiotic relationship with these terrifying Illithid. I guess they feed off of the psychic residue or some such thing nowadays. Anyway, a lovely Flump and a terrifying mind flayer. Excellent dungeon dwellers for sure. So, I think this guy has his face on the packaging. We get a straight up, straightforward demon or devil or whatever, abominable creature from the plains of darkness, and always useful. He's always going to be useful in whatever game, in whatever setting. And then we get this guy. It looks like he's supposed to be a Vargoyle, which is a terrifying flying head monster, something akin to a vampire. They transfer their disease by a kiss, but I can't imagine anyone ever willingly kissing that nightmarish creature. All right, now we're getting into some problems. This great big crawdaddy is a terrifying monster, but the assembly was a little tricky because I had to give the hot water treatment to these legs just to get the thing to fit properly, which is, not a big deal. It's a very novel monster and a very well-designed, well-done rendition of a crawfish. I never thought of them as terrifying monsters, but I guess if they're big enough, they certainly are. And then we get this bizarre creature. I think it's supposed to be the Reaper take on an Otyugh, and it is a fantastic alien and terrifying creature. The problem that I had was with these parts. I mistakenly put this back leg into where the base is supposed to go and glued it in, and it stuck super hard. And I couldn't get it out once I realized the problem. I had to actually cut it off and re-drill a hole. And it was kind of frustrating and desperate. It's come together. It's like pretty solid now. But truthfully, it was pretty frustrating. The creature has no kind of analogy really in biology or mythology or folklore or anything. So I was really guessing when I was putting it together. It would be nice, Reaper, when you make such fantastically weird monsters, throw us a bone and a little assembly guide would be kind of helpful, just because this thing is so damn weird and the mistake was so easy. And once that mistake set, it did not want to relent. On to the most terrifying of all gastropods, the giant slug. And This monstrosity really reminds me of old-timey Conan stories that I read as a little kid. I don't remember which one, but I do recall distinctly him fighting a giant slug. The model is beautifully sculpted. I'm not sure about the choice of this clear material. It looks fine when it's lit up like this in my shadow box, but outside the shadow box, it looks really dark. And really dark, transparent miniatures are hard to paint. You just lose the transparency. So I'm just going to paint it up probably as an opaque model, and it'll be fine. Great, terrifying creature. All right, and at long last we come to what are probably going to be the marquee monsters for this Dungeon Dwellers set. We got a great big Wyron in flight, and maybe the Wyron's mate. Oh no, a pair of mated Wyrons. That could result in baby Wyrons, and the whole kingdom could be threatened. How much fun is that? Yep, these are very lovely models, these fantastic ruined bases. They are dynamic. These are fantastic. I really love them. I can't wait to paint them up. And maybe I might even consider dropping an Orc Rider on those, because you know why. Well, there you have it. A menacing menagerie of monsters. A wide and diverse range of encounters and challenges. You know the monster painter loves monsters, so you know I love this set. With that said, I think it's time for a monster fight. Tonight's matchup features this beautiful young warrior woman. A Reaper Bones 5 model, dated from 2020. Versus this frightful specter from beyond the grave. A Reaper Bones 6 model, painted last week and dated 2023. Who will win? Only the old bones know. Ooh, ouch! Looks like someone failed their saving throw. What is happening? Once again, youth and beauty have succumbed to the relentless price of mortality. Oh, hey, I would just like to make a channel announcement. The Monster Painter has passed the 2,000 subscriber mark. Quite an achievement for this little channel, and I would like to thank all of you out there who have subscribed. It is always appreciated. And I'd also like to take this moment to thank my two members, Lauren H. and Man J. Jr., Man Jr. Your support of this channel is always appreciated. In fact, everybody's support of this channel is appreciated by me, the Monster Painter. If you want to become a member and receive dark and forbidden knowledge of unknown gods, all you have to do is push the membership join button that's just down there, and all sorts of forbidden worlds will be opened up to you. And just like so many epic journeys, this one is going to end at the tavern. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, yeah. Share the video, ruff. And ring the bell. Ring the bell!
You are watching Les the Monster Painter.